being awarded the Victoria Cross. During wartime, mainly escorting the Arctic convoys to North Russia. It wasn't until August 1944 that the final Swordfish was built. Most of them, like this one, were built not by Fairey itself, but by Blackburn Aircraft at Sherburn in Elmet in Yorkshire Literature Aviation Heritage Centre at East Kirkby tomorrow. It's going to be spending some time at its birthplace, the Avro factory airfield in Eden, which is now Leeds Bradford Airport. It's going to spend some time at Britain, the home of the Real Aeroplane Company, and it's going to display again at the Shuttleworth collection at Old Warden in a fortnight's time. It's great this aircraft is in Europe. It is just superb.
And I love the family history. This was Roy Chadwick, of course, who would later go on to design the Lancaster and, you know, play a huge hand in the Vulcan as well.
And this, again, a really important aeroplane from the pen of Chadwick and colleagues that, as you say, can tend to go forgotten. Now, for those of you down at the right-hand...
Also joining the team this year is 7 Power Royal Horse Artillery. As part of the Army's 16 Air Assault Brigade, 7 Power provide elite air mobile artillery support to the UK's paratrooper capability. You can now see the Chinook Mark 6 Alpha approaching from crowd left. Underslung beneath the aircraft is a 105mm L118 light gun and a Pinsgauer lump gun tractor. Occupying 2 of the aircraft's 3 straddle cargo reverse. With a combined weight of 5 tons, this constitutes less than half the aircraft's maximum payload, with tank drive of 5 to 3. I think the Mark 6 also every aircraft in the aircraft is and the short finish rolls in the captain's back world. Better known as whirling to his friends, closer to fighting today. In the third is one of them, Sam Sawyer, Sam 20 Squadron 2023 and a Seth Armstrong, with prior characteristics as a reservist in the RAF regiment and as an air operations officer. Stretch could resist the call of flying, joining 18 Squadron as a qualified crewman in 2023. The crew must balance speed with smooth handling to get the gun safely and accurately into position. Operating the Chinook efficiently requires all 4 members of the crew to work together seamlessly as the rear crew marshal the aircraft precisely and efficiently into position over the intercom. This Britain Power team will rapidly de-rig the gun and Pinsgauer in preparation for firing. After left now, work will reposition the aircraft with a wing over. Chinook must be flown dynamically and aggressively very close to the ground. Mastering coordinated maneuvers like this is likely to develop the skills required to maintain control of the aircraft in a threatened flight. Now let's hear some blade flap with a 360-degree flat turn. The agility and power of the Chinook make it a real pleasure to fly and enable it to perform well in high temperature or high altitude conditions and to carry heavier protective kit. Prepared for combat, Chinook boasts a layer of ballistic armour up to the windows, a rear-facing M16 minigun, and a pair of M134 miniguns for broadside protection. Now Worley brings those weapons to bear in a dog-bone profile.
I don't know.
As the port minigun runs out of its arms, the M60 is put back on target. As that brings the team out forward, the M60 takes up for its accelerated fire from its M32. Now fully established on their firing point, the 7 Power gun team will execute their fire mission.
Der Moskito am Weg ist.
On the modern battlefield, a gun battery has as little as 3 minutes to complete their mission and escape before enemy counter-battery fire can be brought to bear on them. Their ability to launch an attack rapidly and regain accuracy is what makes 7 Power lethal, survivable and ready for the modern battlefield. Meanwhile, Worley extends to crown right for another wingover to reposition the aircraft for the next manoeuvre, but not before checking the crew and aircraft for injuries or battle damage. Chinook is a remarkably resilient aircraft, able to defeat a range of heat-seeking missile threats with a multi-layered missile warning system and a cocktail of advanced flares. When the aircraft is hit, it's proven well able to soak up serious damage, including direct hits from rocket-propelled grenades. Now the crew approaches from crowd right for a nose-down quick stop, bringing the aircraft to a halt from cruising speed in just a few seconds with the helicopter equivalent of a handbrake turn. Worley pulls back on the stick to commence deceleration before flicking the aircraft around the nose, presenting the flat part of the fuselage to the airflow and slowing the aircraft back forward. And give Cammy a big wave for better mission success on numerous occasions. Cammy has already proven his bravery in the face of a determined, well-armed enemy. Excellent preparation for the modern battlefield. Now Worley pulls to maximum power for the Tawny climb. A manoeuvre first seen in the Bosnian conflict, it has no tactical application at all, but was used to show off the awesome power of the Chinook to crews of other helicopter types. All of those aircraft are sadly now out of service, but the mighty Chinook continues to get the job done. Having climbed safely this flamboyantly out of the range of small arms fire, Worley will bring the aircraft back down to ground centre with a tactical descent. In low-tech threat environments, aircraft are safest either at high altitudes or down ranges of direction at high angles of attack, and can be a handful to control in hot or high conditions. Safely back at low levels, Worley prepares to reposition the aircraft once more for a rush landing. Supporting Chinook operations, both at Airshow and at war, is an expert cadre of RAF engineers who work day and night to keep the balance on the armed forces of the aeroplane, serving as to get the aircraft safely onto the ground when anything else is lifted. Working to conserve their speed for as long as he can, flaring the aircraft to cushion it onto the ground at a maximum speed of 60 knots or 70 miles per hour. Ladies and gentlemen, to complete the 2026 Chinook roll demonstration, Worley brings the aircraft back to crowd centre for a goodbye bow. He's been absolutely thrilled to show off the aircraft to you today, as have all of us from the Chinook Force, JHSS and Chevron Power. Now he prepares to transition over the shoulder to the park and to finish the display programme for this year's Cosford Airshow. Folks, thanks very much for sticking it out to the bitter end with us today. You've been absolutely brilliant, and we have been the 2026 RAF Chinook Roll Demonstration Team. Have a safe journey home, and we look forward to evacuating you all from a war zone very soon. Sean, thank you so much. Also a big shout out to our communications team here from NSR, John as well. So when you visit the airfield, please not take some time to get your way. So just get walk the back door your car, maybe stop here, maybe stop there, try to get those tickets just a little bit, because that will help us.
we ended up Christmas weekend, and above all, a wonderful, wonderful audience to describe the display to. Thank you to all of you for spending your day with the RAF here at Cosford. And never a truer word said throughout the day. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is all about you. So we do hope you have spent a very happy day with your Royal Air Force. We've certainly enjoyed presenting everything to you throughout the day. So we'll be back Sunday the 13th of June 2027 with the renamed Royal Air Force Airshow. Hope we get to see some of you then.